Welcome to Palmerama Reviews, where we look at the sometimes wacky, woeful, but always wonderful world of film. In the episode today, we're going to look at a film that, what can I say about this film that hasn't already been said? Well, my opinion for a start, that's why I'm doing the review. And there's still quite a lot of people who haven't even heard of this film, let alone watched it, despite its internet infamy. I've known about this film for quite a few years and watched many other people's opinions on it, but only recently I have actually sat down and watched the film. And yeah, there's a reason why I'm making this video. I may be kind of late to the party, as it were. Well, so late in fact that all the food is now just mouldy dust and all the drinks have evaporated. But better late than never. This is Birdemic, or to give it its full title, Birdemic, Shock and Terror. Now, this film has been touted as the best, or at least one of the best, so bad it's good films. Up there with masterpieces of cinema such as The Room and Troll 2. Now, much like The Room, the man behind the film is actually much more interesting than the film itself. Birdemic was made pretty much by one person, James Nguyen, who is a Vietnamese immigrant who came to America in the 1970s. Making of this film started in 2006. It took 7 months to shoot, mainly because they could only shoot at the weekend, because during the week he was working to pay for the film. It then took 3 years of post-production to finish this, and when you watch it, you'll try and figure out what took so long. So, to promote the film, he went to the 2009 Sundance Film Festival, where he turned up in his van with fake birds, fake buds, some bird noises, and the name of the film plastered all over the van, sometimes spelt incorrectly. Now, he was noticed by 2 people who decided to get this shown, and then they managed to get it distributed in 2010. Is it really one of the best, so bad it's good films, or, as other people have put it, one of the worst films ever made? There's only one way to find out. This is Birdemic, Shock and Terror. Let's go. The first thing we see is an establishing shot. And if you can't tell, the thing you're supposed to be looking at is the blue Mustang. It's a bit hard because the tracking shot almost misses it, but then they redo the shot on the same road, with the car driving a bit slower and probably pissing off that pickup truck driver, and he still almost misses the shot. What's common in low budget films is what's called padding, where they stretch out a scene for as long as possible so the film gets that feature length runtime. And the lower the budget of the film, the more padding that's going to be in it. Now, Birdemic had a budget of $10,000, so there is a lot of padding. Case in point, the opening sequence is shot from the main character's car. We can see the dashboard in this really awkwardly set up shot, and then with the opening credits going over. This lasts for 3 uninterrupted minutes. He finally gets out the car and starts walking down the street with footsteps so loud that it drowns out the sound of the actual town. So this guy is Rod, played by Alan Ba, who is one of the main protagonists. And as he walks into the cafe, we will find another problem with low budget filmmaking. Yeah, it's probably best not to say anything.
I'll be right back with you.
With me? Where am I going? Now, usually when filming in a place like a restaurant or a cafe, what you would do is shut down the place for the day and turn off any appliances that might make a noise, such as refrigerators. That way you can control the sound. That's quite expensive though, so if you're on a low budget, there are other things you can do, such as wait till the place is empty to film, or maybe film once everyone has left. If you can't do that, you'll have to fix the sound in post. Usually with what's called ADR, which stands for Automated Dialogue Replacement, where the actors re-record their dialogue and then it's overlaid onto the film. It's usually quite noticeable as it's out of sync with the actor's lips and is louder than everything else. Not sure why it's called automated though, as the actor has to be there for it to be re-recorded. Here, the director wisely decided not to bother with any more dialogue. He stares at her for a further 10 seconds, and I think we've already found our creepy McCreeperson. Subtle. I've seen 90s clothes less brazen than that. He chases her down and they have a conversation. Turns out they went to high school together. And here is where we're introduced to the dialogue of the film.
Yes?
I don't mean to bother you.
What?
I think I know you from somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, did you go to San Mateo High School?
Yeah, how'd you know that?
I went there too.
Even from the outset, you can tell that the dialogue is a little off. And it's not the actor's fault, really. It's because James Nguyen, as I said, he's a Vietnamese immigrant. So English isn't his first language. So it's written as how he would speak it. However, he did not allow the actors to change it. They had to say it verbatim. Which is why we get this.
I remember you now. You were my English class.
I was.
Yeah, I sat 2 seats behind you.
You remember that far.
She says goodbye in a way that is also trying to shrug him off, as like I don't think she wants to speak to him anymore, as she seems to walk away quite quickly, and I don't blame her. He just stares after her. Run, woman, run! He calls out her name, which is Natalie, even though they didn't introduce themselves, and it turns out she's a model. She's played by Whitney Moore, who is by far the best actor in this, and has already won my Best Actors award for trying to make this dialogue seem normal while playing opposite this plank. The next day, we follow Rod in what is the definition of padding. Oh, finally getting to work. Though we still have to watch him get out of his car and walk into the building. You also can't help but notice that he doesn't just talk like a robot mannequin, he also walks like one as well. Do you know how long that sequence lasted? I do. 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Oh God, we're only 10 minutes into this film. We see Rob at his job, which is some form of software salesman, and he makes a big sale. Woohoo! What a celebration that is.
What's with all the noise?
Caught the big fish.
Yeah? How big was the sale?
$1 million.
What, just that celebration for $1 million? Wait, hang on a second. Didn't you say this?
Okay, I'll give you that and 50% discount.
So he made a sale of $1 million after giving them a 50% discount. So you could have made $2 million. God's sake, you are bad at your job, Rod. On the other side, we see Natalie having her photo shoot at a 1-hour photo store. Oh, we've all got to start somewhere. We see Rod walking back to his car and oh God, We're not going to have to watch him drive all the way home, are we? Thankfully, no. He calls Natalie, who has a bicycle bell as her ringtone.
I closed a big job offer today with Victoria's Secret.
Wow, congratulations. I think you'll look great in those lingerie.
Oh, God, that's cringy. Who says that to someone? He asks her out, and amazingly, she says yes. Date time, and sadly, she doesn't stand him up. And how awkward was that hug? After a long establishing shot of this mural, which maybe the restaurant insisted on as part payment for shooting there. Now, James Nguyen said that Hitchcock is his favourite director, and you can tell that the birds heavily influenced this film. There's his Hitchcock cameo right there. We get some riveting conversation from Rod about his career.
Some of my friends say that my BSRE stands for bullshit because I was so much of a salesman and not enough engineer.
Very funny.
Yes, Natalie, and again, well done for Whitney Moore to try and make this dialogue seem believable. After dinner, they go to a place called Toons, which is very misleading. I did not see one animated character in there, and with Rod in there, that figure went into minus. What a green screen effect. It almost makes you forget how awkward their dance is. Natalie visits her mum and tells her about Rod. He's wooden, he can't emote properly. Oh, it was like going out to lunch with a door.
To tell you all about my new gig.
Well, does the gig pay well?
Yes, it does.
Oh, that's my girl!
And cut. And cut. And cut. There you go. The scene just sort of ends as if the actors were just waiting for him to say cut, and it never came. In this scene, Rod's company gets bought out for $1 billion. And yeah, you're going to have to leave your suspension of disbelief in another room, preferably on the other side of the house. And in this bit, it's just so badly edited. They're just clapping, and it dies down, and then cuts to a different angle. Oh, hey, I found my pen. Oh, there's still an hour left of this film. No, don't applaud that. We later see Rod and Natalie meandering through this pumpkin festival. Mercifully, there's no dialogue in this, but it is just 2 minutes of them walking around. Damn, that kid is strong. After more driving, they then go to the beach, which is the perfect place to have some dialogue.
Oh, all life came from the sea. I mean, look at us. We're made of water. So what?
Oh my god, a terribly CGI'd bird has been found dead on the beach.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch it. You don't want to become a set of badly rendered polygons. It's nearly 40 minutes into the film now, and if you think that's an indication we're now going to see the bird, ho, hold your horses, buckaroo. We still need a scene where Rod meets Natalie's mother.
So Natalie tells me you recently retired.
Yes, I did, and she mentioned that you were going to take an early retirement.
Yeah, a few months. Just taking a little break.
That's not early retirement. That's a sabbatical. Wish I could take early retirement from this film. And now another agonising restaurant scene with more award-winning dialogue.
I really enjoyed meeting your mother.
She seemed to really like you.
I was so lonely until now.
Oh my god, man. Emote. Just smile a little. It makes the world of difference. I have seen pictures of trees with more emotion.
Just kidding about the stock option and shopping and money and all that. All I want is you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, are you? You could do so much better. Though Natalie's saying that it's probably the first time I've seen him actually make an expression. Mercifully, they stop talking and start dancing. Or I should say, dancing.
You owe me some money. I think somebody's calling.
Now, usually when filming a scene like this, there is no music playing. The actors are dancing to nothing. It is really hard. I've done this and it is really hard. And you can tell that they're dancing to nothing because Rod is not clicking his fingers in time with the song. And the singers Lips don't sync up either.
Just hanging out, hanging out, hanging out with the family, having ourselves a party.
The main giveaway is the fact that he claps and it's the sound of on set. If you like the sound of the song, you're in luck because they play the whole thing. After dancing in the restaurant, they go back to the hotel for a different kind of dancing.
Rod, what do you think?
If you're paying attention properly, by which I mean the TV, you'll see that there's footage there of Tippi Hendren with a bit too on the nose reference with her talking to some birds. Though why they decided to put it in this scene is beyond me.
You look fine.
That's it? Really? That's your reaction to her? I do feel bad for her because she's clearly uncomfortable. And you know what? I don't blame her trying to look sexy to a robot mannequin.
Human response mode activated.
You look fine.
After a disgustingly loud and unromantic kissing scene, we transition to the next day where everything's nice and quiet. A little too quiet. Yes, you saw that. A bird dive bombing like a plane and sounding like one and then blowing up. The Birdemic is upon us! Also, get used to those horrible screechings as that's the only sound those birds make throughout the entire film. Also, get used to those effects as well because, well, that's what the birds look like for the entire film. Oh yes, Rod and Natalie get awoken by the birds and are shocked to find what's happening.
What in the world?
And they try and call for help. The phone not working? Nope. Oh, let's try my mobile.
Battery's dead.
Oh my god, I mean, you actually tap your phone, then put it to your ear and think, nope, that means it's out of battery. One of the birds tries to attack the building. Knock, knock, bitches! Meow, meow. For some reason, it doesn't explode. I don't know why. Maybe it's a dud bird. They wait out the attack until the birds get bored and fly away, and then they leave and try looking for some survivors. They meet Ramsey and Becky, and thankfully, they have a van.
We tried to drive away, but I can't find my car keys. I lost them somewhere.
Did you though, Rod? Or was it just because the director only rented the Mustang for a certain length of time? They need to arm themselves in case the birds come back with the best kind of weapon you want when fighting birds. This leads to what is probably the best known scene in the film. They finally drive away, get out of the city, and then Rod spots something.
There's dead people on the side of the road. Let's go see if there's any survivors.
Unless you know necromancy, I doubt it.
They're dead!
Great deduction there, Sherlock. He finds a little girl under the truck and Ramsey finds a boy in the boot of a car. And as they're driving along, Natalie tends to their wounds.
Well, we're gonna make this feel all better.
Thank you.
Oh God, she's caught the wooden acting of Rod.
Thank you.
So is he. Oh God, they were so young. They stop at a convenience store to get some supplies and narrowly miss another bird attack. Now, after you've narrowly escaped your third bird attack, where do you think the best place to go would be? Why, have a picnic, of course, because what could possibly go wrong? Amazingly, there's no attack, and Rod and Natalie spot this strange man on a bridge.
Hey, stand back! These birds are contagious. Now go away.
Contagious? You mean I was right with my polygon joke? They go back to the picnic area and we find out the man's name is Dr. Jones, and we learn more about the bird.
Then why are they attacking us?
I don't know. But
But what I do know is global warming is causing viral diseases such as bird flu, West Nile virus, and SARS.
Yeah, there's a sometimes thin, sometimes heavy-handed thread about environmentalism and global warming. And it's pretty easy to see that an inconvenient truth was the other big influence on this film. Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones?
Jones!
Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones!
I had to put that in there. Makes a speech about global warming and how it's affecting the birds and how it's all man's fault. After his speech finally finishes, they get back on the road, but then have to make a pit stop.
Where's Becky? She's taking a shit.
Well, that answers that. We see the girls trying to find the perfect defecating spot, but then suddenly they let their guard down. Oh no!
Run! Ramsey! She's dead! I couldn't do anything, she's dead!
What do you mean she's dead?
What do you think she means? She's passed on. The girl is no more. She has ceased to be. She's expired and gone to meet her maker. She's a stiff, bereft of life. She rests in peace. If she hadn't gone to take a dump, she wouldn't be pushing up the daisies. Her metabolic processes are history. She's off the twig. She's kicked the bucket. She's shuffled off her mortal coil, run down the curtains to join the bleeding choir invisible. She is an ex-character. As you could imagine, Ramsey is crushed.
The Eagles killed Becky!
Luckily, he's got Rod to give him some comforting words.
Sorry.
With Becky quickly forgotten about, they come across a bus with people in it. They drive away the birds with their guns of infinite ammo and amazingly don't hit the bus.
I'm gonna go get those people. Cover me, okay? Okay.
Where we can clearly see they don't want to be rescued. They are holding on to the bus for dear life. Look, you're being rescued if you like it or not. The Eagles killed Becky. Turns out it was a terrible idea because lo and behold, guess what happens? The birds come back, who could have seen it? And for some reason they are walking really slowly and stop for some bizarre reason. Move! Ramsey shoots a bird which showers them in acidic blood, I think. I mean, could be the reason why they explode. And it causes them to fall slowly and carefully to the floor. Just tragic. Boring. And poorly acted.
I'm going out there to save them.
Bit late, don't you think, Rod?
Don't go! If you go out there, they're gonna die! They're dead already!
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, some quick convincing there. Just shows how believable her acting is. They stop at this gas station to get some more fuel and supplies, and I'm guessing from the backdrop they weren't actually allowed to shoot from behind the counter.
We are short on gas, but it's $100 a gallon if you want.
What? $100? That's outrageous.
Yeah, so outrageous it almost made him emote. Rod then remembers he's a millionaire and just pays for it. Back on the road, they come across a man next to his truck.
We should stop and help them.
Okay.
So easy to coerce, aren't you, Rod? Let's go over there. Okay. Turns out the man needs fuel for his truck.
We can give you a ride.
Oh, no thanks.
Sorry, but we need it.
Screw you, pal. Get your own fuel. He's become a harsh Rod. Or a hard Rod. Sorry. I think some of the punnage from Microwave Massacre has been left over. The man doesn't take kindly to Rod's selfishness, though.
You can sell me some gas now.
Well, at least he's kind enough to pay for the fuel he's demanding at gunpoint. So Rod gives him the fuel and he starts to back away from them. And keeps going. And going backwards. Where are you going? Your truck is over there. Oh, to get your throat slit by a handy bird flyby. It's a fatal cut, but not fatal enough that it won't stop you from shuffling to the soft grass where it's more comfortable to fall down. Well, at least he's dead, so now Rod could go get the fuel back, and now he's got an extra gun. Where are you going? You just said you needed all the fuel you had. Oh my God, you're such a stupid idiot, Rod. Oh, that's really hot. The dipstick pulls up next to this woodland area because
There's a creek over there. We can get some fresh water.
amazingly, Rod's perception skills must be up at maximum, because how could he have seen that from over there? Oh, there's still 15 minutes left. So they come across this guy in a bad wig and tells us his story.
It's my home. I live here. That's my house.
What, you live in a poorly rendered photograph of a treehouse?
You live in the tree?
Ah, you stay quiet.
You're very safe here in the forest. Haven't you noticed those eagles seem to be going after people in their cars and gas stations?
Ah, that's handy. So the logical thing to do would be to stay in the forest where it's safe. Though you would be stuck with him.
I hear a mountain lion. I gotta get back to my house. You better get to your car. It was very nice meeting you.
Do you? I don't hear anything, and mountain lions are quite loud. Ah, now I hear it. I'm just thinking he wants them out of the forest. Yeah, better get back to your car that I just said the birds are mainly attacking. Oh, they start going back to the car when all of a sudden, oh no, the forest is on fire in very small and particular areas. Run! After some more driving, they're forced to stop because...
Damn it! We ran out of gas!
Well, whose fault is that, Rod? You left the extra fuel behind, didn't you? Isn't hindsight a wonderful thing? And it's at this point where Natalie is fed up of Rod's Rodness.
If we're lucky, someone might drive by.
It is funny that as he says that, a car goes past, they have to cut the audio. But you can tell from Natalie's face, she's just thinking, oh, useless. Did take you long enough to realise though, didn't it?
I'm hungry. Me too, I'm hungry.
We gotta find a way to get them some food. What should we do?
I don't know.
Oh my God, Rod! An actual robot mannequin would have been a better replacement. You have been completely useless this entire film. Natalie is the resourceful one. Ramsey was actually killing birds where you just shot a bajillion bullets and missed every single one.
Hey look, a fishing rod. I can go catch some fish.
Got some real faith in you there, Rod. Also, I'm amazed that with 8 minutes to go, we actually get some ADR, which we haven't had since the beginning of the film. They all, foolishly, decide to go down to the beach because there isn't a potential for exploding bird attacks there, is there? Finally, he's proved useful. Woohoo! Of course, the logical thing is to not cook it by the safety of the van or in the van, but on the beach, because if memory serves, birds hate fish, don't they? Astonishingly, the birds arrive again, and Rod still can't hit anything. What? Oh, amazingly, he's run out of bullets. So now they're just stuck in the car while the birds attack. Whoa! Oh, lucky for them, it was another dud bird. All of a sudden, the birds stop attacking and just fly away.
Look, they're leaving.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. So, of course, they walk back to the beach. Then we get our final shot of the film with them all standing by the sea as the birds fly off into the distance. Where they're supposed to be getting smaller as they fly away. But they're not.
I wonder why there's no food.
Useful as ever, Rod. Back to them looking out over the ocean as the credits roll. I said as the credits roll. Roll. Why won't this film end? See, screen's gone now, but tea's gone cold. Stupid film. It's another 40 seconds until we see the credits appear. Those actors must have been so bored. They're standing there looking out without moving for 5 minutes at least. You can see how much James Nguyen loved Tippi Hendren because he gave her third billing. So that was Birdemic, and wow, what a film. Is it a bad film? Oh, yes, there is no doubt about it. It pretty much fails in all aspects of filmmaking. All but one of the actors was abysmal. Terrible framing, overexposure, atrocious sound, terrible editing, and so much completely pointless padding. That being said, it does have a charm to it. It did make me laugh a fair few times, when it wasn't infuriating me, of course. And you do have to give respect to James Nguyen, because this was his pet passion project. He had such a drive to make it. He got it made, and making a film is a lot of work. And he got his Hollywood dream. It got picked up. It became the success it was. And I think what makes it good is the fact that he's been 100% serious about this film the whole way through.
Birdemic, Shock and Terror is supposed to be a very serious romantic thriller.
Even though it's neither romantic nor thrilling. Due to its success, he was able to get funding for a sequel, which I will watch at a later time. I think I need a palate cleanser now after those low-budget films. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye everybody, bye-bye.